Welcome to Women Empowerment Wednesday. Today is December 15th, and we're excited for a lot of different reasons. It's an amazing day today. So today, our show is a little bit different. We're kicking off the last show of 2021, and we've been doing this thing for 2 years, y'all. You still have been rolling with us, rocking with us. And I hope that you've enjoyed the tips, tools, and testimonials that we provided in 2021. We had some really amazing moments from some dynamic speakers. And so you're going to hear from some today. We look forward to you staying with us the entire season and staying with us next season. So let's go into our first commercial break with Duke Energy. Thank you, Duke Energy, for 2 years of sponsoring Women Empowerment Wednesday, and we look forward to another year where we reach out and empower women across the world. We'll be right back.
We power the lives of our customers and communities. We provide light, heat, comfort, safety, and we enable our customers to live their lives. We're also in a period of transformation, requiring us to find new ways to deliver our service and placing a premium on our creativity and ability to innovate. Having diverse voices at the table will bring forward the best solutions and position us to succeed.
Some advice I would give other women that's looking to come into the energy industry: you would never know that you can if you never try.
Honestly, I really like the challenge for women. You know, sometimes they are not encouraged as much in the science field. I just kind of wanted to prove to myself and to everybody that I could do it.
Being a minority in the industry, because I'm a female, it just makes me that much more uniquely valuable.
When we put ourselves in a box, we don't do anything for ourselves and we don't do anything for the females who come behind us.
Think outside the box, because the box is boring.
At Duke Energy, we're working to improve female and minority representation in an industry that's often underrepresented.
I'm the only female that works in the mechanical maintenance shop. My mom has always told me I can do anything I put my mind to.
You have to believe you can do this job. You can do and be anything at the company. We are seeing more and more of females in our industry.
It's important that we continue to love on one another, support one another in this industry.
We have a lot of diversity in what we do as a company, and we need to embrace that.
Be yourself, and don't be afraid to be yourself.
Pursue every opportunity that you can to learn as much as you can.
Take those risks, take those opportunities to be able to build a career that is something that you feel very good about.
Each one of us brings something unique, and when you put each one of us together, the picture you create is much better than if each one of us brought the same exact piece to the puzzle.
We're back again. Thank you, Duke Energy, for your sponsorship for a second year of sponsorship as we're going into the new year. Tandra Graham and the team at Duke, thank you so much. All right, so we are with our guest. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I read your bio and I was like, what a transition. So I think I want to get into it if that's okay with you.
Sure, no problem.
All right, so we have, please tell us who you are, a brief overview of your personality and your personal career and also your entrepreneurship journey.
Sure. I am Jeannie Seidel. I am a native of South Florida. My parents are from Haiti. I am married with twins.
We're gonna stop right there for a moment, because that's a full breath, right?
Twin boys.
Yeah, boys.
3 years old.
Yes, so keep going.
So I am also a wellness account consultant with Aetna Insurance. I'm also an adjunct professor, and I am the owner of J. Seidel Collection.
And which is a designer handbag.
Yes.
Okay, so let me make sure I got this right, because Women Empowerment Wednesday is about empowering women to either take the next step into entrepreneurship or those that are entrepreneurs to be able to have the tips and tools they need to be successful. So starting off already, you're a wife.
Yes.
A mother.
Yes.
Of twins.
Yes.
Boys.
Yes.
Potty training. Finding their own little personality, right? Like they're knowing even their no sometimes, right?
Yes.
You have a career, right, where you work for an organization in leadership. You also have an adjunct position as an instructor, right, which is different from that. And then you decided to start making handbags, designer handbags. So I want to tell the ladies really quick, every now and then I'm going to take time to just pop into the women worldwide that watch the show, Okinawa, Japan, and Africa, and all over, that it does exist and it can happen. And you're going to hear her story. So let's keep going. So how did you get to the place where you were actually, and I know because I read your bio, but let's talk to them about how did you get to be an entrepreneur, and where did that passion come from to do handbags in particular?
Well, I was basically raised in a household with entrepreneurs. My dad happened to have a moving company. My mom was a beautician. She actually had the salon in our garage.
I love it.
My dad transformed our garage into her salon.
I love it.
And I was actually one of the hairdressers.
You could watch with the best of them like me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for my dad, I was the secretary for his business. And he always taught us to, yes, it's important. He always said education is the key. For God first,
yes.
Education is the key. And he always said to always make sure that you have something for you to fall back on, because nothing is, set in stone.
Correct.
You may have this 9-to-5 job today and then tomorrow it's gone.
Yes.
But if you have your own, that will always be there as long as you put in the work for it to sustain.
I love it.
So that's something that I was taught, and that's something that was ingrained in me. And so my journey started back in 2009.
Yeah.
I actually lost my job. I was teaching at the time. I was doing my master's and I finished. And at the time I was teaching, and I only had like a 4-year certification. The certification expired after 4 years. So I was out of work.
Yeah.
And at the time my mom was like, you're so passionate about, fashion. Why don't you just go and take up a sewing class? Yeah. And I said, you know what, Mom, you know what? That's true, I should. Yeah. And so I did. Took up a sewing class, and from there I sewed my sister. My first project was sewing her a dress.
Wow.
Which she wore to her, I think it was her 8th grade prom.
Wow, that's really symbolic. Yeah, that she loved it and she trusted you enough.
She loved it, she wore the dress, and then from there, I remember I was going out to an event and I was looking for a particular clutch. I love clutches, and I was looking for a particular color. I was tired of seeing the black, the brown, the beige. Yeah. And I said to myself, man, I cannot find a clutch that gives me that pop that I was looking for. Yeah. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna just make one. Sure enough, I made that one clutch, wore it that night, and everyone was like, where did you get that clutch from? Like, this old thing? I just made it.
I just happen to have a passion and a gift to make purses, and I made it.
Exactly. I said, I just made it. And from there, that stemmed into people noticing. I started making more, people noticing it. Fast forward, I got married, and I remember being at the living room table, picking it up again, and my husband walked by and said, what are you doing? I said, oh no, I'm just making purses. Where did this come from? I was like, yeah, we have that event, and I was looking for this particular color, and he was like, man, you made all of these? Because I had the ones I made before out, and he was like, these are pretty nice. And he said, you know what, let me just take a couple pictures and put on my Instagram just to see what people will say. And from there, people were saying, whoa, that looks like a Gucci, that looks like a Fendi. Yeah. And he was like, I think we're on to something here. So he, with his assistance, because he's the engineer of this, I'm not, I didn't have the business mindset that I needed, but he did. And he assisted me in getting the business started. So that's where we are today.
So I want people to understand the great thing about your story is you had something happen that was considered a setback, right? You got let go from a job, didn't even see it coming, or even if you knew their 4 years was up, you just weren't ready for that, right? And so oftentimes when you are working for a company but you have an entrepreneur spirit, if you don't jump on it, you'll be forced into it. Right?
Very true.
You'll be forced into it. But if you walk in it, and if it's your passion, you'll have all the resources you need, and the guidance will come. Your mom said, take a class. You were like, yeah. Keep walking. You kept walking. You took the class. You were looking for a purse. You couldn't find it. You made the purse. You kept walking. You kept walking on your journey. You let it go. But then help came in the form of a husband, a helpmate. right?
Yes.
You had the passion, you're making the purses, and then he sees this gift. And so he became the extra support that you needed on the administrative side, right?
Yes.
So I want to tell the women entrepreneurs that if you just keep walking in your purpose and you keep walking with your passion, the resources that you need will come. Now, I can't guarantee y'all gonna get a husband. That's not what we're doing here today. She got a husband and 2 boys. But you have to keep walking in your purpose. So let's keep going with our questions. So you have designer handbags, right? How did you get from, I can make these in my living room, to now I can sell them?
Well, so like when the bags that I had, wearing them and people noticing them, I started getting orders, and people were placing orders, and I basically got to a point where I could not support the orders because there was just too many coming in at one time. So then I started looking into manufacturing. First, we started looking for local manufacturing, and then it was just not going to work cost-wise. So then we started looking at, okay, other states. We actually drove to LA, we drove to North Carolina, looking for manufacturing. And then at one point, my husband was like, well, if we want these bags to be exclusive, and if we're claiming that they're luxury, the quality has to be great.
Yes.
So he was like, you know what? I think we should go to Italy. I'm like, Italy?
I like where he's going.
Like, oh, okay. So we actually found a trade show in Italy, and we attended. This was back in, this was in 2018. We attended this trade show, and we met so many other, Italian designers. They gave us advice on how to start, especially within Italy.
Yeah.
And then, we went back to Italy, and we found a manufacturing company. We found a local designer, and that's basically how, we got started. I actually, through the whole entire process, it sounds smooth.
I was thinking logistics, right? I was thinking risk and logistics when you were talking. Like, so she had to find the research. She had to go to a country that she didn't speak the language. She had to trust the resources that were there. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. The vetting process. I was thinking, because I'm a business coach, I was thinking all of that. But you did make it seem smooth. I'm glad that you stopped to tell them it ain't that smooth.
No,
but you had determination and a passion.
Yes, we experienced a lot of challenges along the way. Unfortunately, we had to change manufacturing companies, and of course that's resources that you're using, but thank God that we're basically in a place now that we're satisfied with the company that we have. I actually recently just got the final prototypes, and we're hoping to launch March of 2022.
You know what? You brought here for a lot of reasons, right? And so I'm going to tell you, this is not a shameless plug, but this is one of the things that my company does as Women Empowerment Wednesday. The other thing that we do is the Orlando Business Center, where we provide business services, including helping with manufacturing and marketing and branding for products, especially exporting and importing. So we'll talk off camera, but I've got some resources, free resources to afford to you and a team that supports companies like yours. Okay.
Awesome.
So there are resources to help you. So you're in a great place, and I'm excited about what you're getting ready to do in March. And we want to be able to put some samples in some pretty, influential hands. Exactly. So let's make sure we can do that. So let's talk about how handbags make a statement for a woman, right? Shoes and handbags make a statement for a woman. What statement are your bags making?
I believe that my bags are, first of all, we know that color has like a great effect on people. Color is like therapy. The color that you wear, it makes you feel a certain way. So I definitely want my handbags to make you feel good. Not only look good, but make you feel good in the inside. And that's why I got into health as well. Because, I want people to feel well in and out. And it's the same thing with my handbags. So in my collection, you'll see we use a lot of bright colors. And think about it, when you go to a funeral, what color do you see?
Black.
Dark colors, because it's sorrow, it's sad. But, you know, certain colors, like the color of mourning today, this happens to be one of my favorite colors.
I love it.
It makes me feel so good. I feel bold. I feel like I'm empowered. You know, I feel, that's why I
feel
work.
empowered.
I know. That's why I work.
Being here.
So my bags, we're hoping that it will do that for the women that wears it, you know. And then when we do our men line, the men
yes. I love it. So the audience is already saying yes. So we're excited about it being for everybody. So it's funny because you talked about the handbags and more into your purpose and making people feel good. And so that actually probably comes from, and we can talk a little bit more about, how did you find your passion in a traditional sector of healthcare and tying healthcare to now this handbag? I think that everything happens for a reason. Every path we take in life prepares us for the next journey. And so tell us about how you got into healthcare and then how you're transitioning healthcare to this handbag, because it's still a part of the same ministry. It's just in a different form.
Exactly. My background is in public health and health education. And I started basically years ago. I used to do, within our community, I used to go to churches, to community centers, boys and girls clubs, teaching individuals about healthy habits, you know, healthy eating. I was doing cooking demonstrations within the community. So I've always had that passion of inspiring others on ways that they can make themselves better in and out. And fashion was always something that I loved. And so tying those two in, and like I spoke before about, you know, my purses having that effect on you, I think that's how they tie in together, is like you would feel good in and out, you know, and it's the same thing with health. You know, my motive when I work with someone is to make sure that they are better inside and outside, mentally, you know, physically, spiritually.
So let's talk real quick. As a woman who now has an international business, okay, because you're in Italy, you're a wife, a mother, you know, you have a family that you've talked about. What are some things that you do that keep you healthy and keep you in a good mental space?
Well, the one thing that I always do is I always wake up with a positive mindset. And I've always, you know, basically set my days by saying positive affirmations and with Thanksgiving. Like I start my day, of course, thanking God for, you know, basically allowing me to see the day. There's so many people who didn't even wake up this morning, but the fact that I got that chance, it was for a reason. So I make sure that I start my day with thanks, and I start my day with thinking positive and speaking what I want to see for that day. So if I want this day to be great, I'll wake up and say, this day will be great. If I want this day, you know, to be filled with opportunities, I speak that. This day will be filled with opportunities. And then I look for it. You can't just say it and not.
Faith without works is
exactly.
dead.
So, you know, I put myself in certain positions and I make sure that I assist others to build that opportunity that I'm looking for.
I love it. So starting your day with an attitude of gratitude.
Exactly.
Love it.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny you've said that, but we've had a lot of women come on the show. I think this is like this is our second season, the end of our second season. And I can say most of the women who are successful that have come onto the show have said that same thing.
Wow.
It's starting your day with an attitude of gratitude. It's also speaking into existence, whether it's a vision board, whether it's, you know, one of our previous guests had like this acronym of things they do in the morning. It's like a 4-step process they had, but they all started their day with the attitude of gratitude, and then they had a vision board and they walked in that direction, you know, with intent, you know, with purpose. Yeah, I love that. I love that. What are some things that you know now that you wish you knew back when you started your career?
Oh, my husband always says this: a closed mouth never gets fed. And you know, back then, I wish I knew that, because my mouth was always closed because of fear. You know, we fear putting ourselves out there because we don't know what we're going to get.
Rejection.
Exactly. And we're afraid of falling.
Yes.
So now, you know, I'm just thankful that I am opening my mouth, I am connecting, and thanks to my husband, because he's not afraid to send someone a message on you know, Instagram, even if it's Beyonce's publicist. He will send the message.
Yeah, that's what you need.
And you just never know.
Yeah, you never know
where that will go.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that.
All right, Beyonce's publicist. I see we're gonna speak this into existence. I see Beyonce wearing one of your handbags at like an award show or like a premiere. By the end of 2022.
Wow, and I received that.
Okay, there we go. Just make a claim and walk in it. Yeah. All right, cool. So I want to be able to give you an opportunity to talk to the women for just a moment and let them know just maybe a charge or something that now you're on this side, right? That you can give them to help them to make it through, because there's so many women are behind you in your journey. You know, they're coming up, but they're not where you are. So let's give them an opportunity to give them something to move forward. Yeah.
The first thing I would say is don't give up on your dream. Whatever it is, big or small, go for it. And surround yourself with the right people who can help you get there. There will be challenges along the way, but use those challenges as affirmation to keep going. And you will get to where you want to be. And know that what you're doing is not for you, it's for you to help someone else. So whatever you do, always remember that someone else may need the same help that you needed to. So, you know, make that opportunity for them as well.
I love it. That's amazing. That's some good stuff. You know, I'm going to tell you that's some good stuff, because even last night and today we had some major challenges, and we were like, I had 2 years ago I'd have been like, oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end. Today I was like, no worries, we'll keep it moving. We'll do this, we'll change that. So in business, as a business owner, you have to have a mindset, to your point, that I'm going to have challenges.
Exactly.
That's part of the job. The only thing constant in business is change.
Yes.
And I got to be prepared for change, right? And it's not personal, it's business.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your tips, tools, and testimonial.
This is great. And what you're doing here is amazing.
Thank you.
I am speaking that it will be greater.
Thank you.
And greater.
Thank you. Thank you. I receive that. So thank you so much again for being here. We're going to go into our next commercial break, which is Competitive Edge Partners. Thank you so much, Donna Rodriguez, for sponsoring us this year. We'll be right back.
We forgot about the trades. Industry leaders like myself and others started to say, okay, well, we've got to do something to fix this problem, because if we don't do it now, we're going to be in this situation for the next 20, 30 years. If we better our industry, then we all win. The United States itself could not be where it is today if it wasn't for the construction industry. Our education system started to focus on college instead of just focusing on career paths. If you don't know what you want to do, why don't you figure it out and then decide whether the college route is your route or a blue-collar worker is your route. There's nothing wrong with being a blue-collar worker. What can we do as a school system? What can we do as an industry to start getting these people that don't necessarily have a career path? How do we get them into our industry? If we all band together and work together for one common goal, couldn't we change the way that this community is? And that's really how iBuild was formed. Everybody was talking about it, but yet nobody was doing anything about it. And I was really just the one that said, hey, I think this could work. And let's be real, I mean, most of the time somebody's given up on them, but I don't think this industry gives up on anybody. The reason why I came into this industry is because every day was different. And not only was every day different, but every day was different and you could see what you accomplished. And to me, there was no better career path than being able to walk away from a building and be like, oh, look, I did all of this today. This is about us. This is about our community. This is about changing people's lives and teaching them something that they may have not had the opportunity to, because that's just not what they're upbringing was. Changing people's lives is it.
Back. Thank you, Jeannie, for coming in and having that inspirational story. I'm always charged by women who make a change and find their passion and move forward and who become international businesses. I also want to thank Competitive Edge Partners for sponsoring us for this year and for believing in Women Empowerment Wednesday. They have a phenomenal leader with Debbie Rodriguez. And so now we are getting ready to discuss and go into a celebration of the biggest birthday of the year. Like, everyone in the world looks forward to this particular day in December. It's an international holiday. I mean, this person, when they were born, changed the trajectory of everything that we know today to be. And so I'm so excited to celebrate the birth of myself. Today's my birthday. That's right, it's a national holiday. It's December 15th. I was born on this day 47 years ago. I'm happy to say that because a lot of people didn't make it, and a lot of people haven't made it to the point where they can be an entrepreneur or really trust their passion or purpose. So it's my birthday. I'm gonna party like it's my birthday. I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too, right, when we're done. But the team came together and they thought, who should we make sure we interview this year before we go out? And they said me, and I said, okay. So I am going to be interviewed and so excited about the opportunity. I have not been interviewed in the 2 years that we've had this program. So this is a first, and on my birthday. So let's get into it, team. Ask me all the questions, I'm ready.
All right, Kimberly, share with us who you are and a brief overview of your personal and entrepreneur story.
Oh, okay. So I'm Kimberly Roger Jean-Louis, as you know. I'm the CEO of 3D Strategic Management and the founder and I guess creative director of Women Empowerment Wednesday, which is why we're here today. My journey started with, and I've said this before, but just working with my family growing up, surrounded by a lot of entrepreneurial women who were just working hard. They had side jobs, so they were sidepreneurs, and being under an environment of seeing what an entrepreneur could, deal with and having a supportive role. So like my auntie Lucille had a hair salon, so I was washing hair at like 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. My aunt Angie had a store, and I was selling juleps, and I was selling candy bars. And so I had that experience, and it was a seed that was planted in me earlier in life. And so I went on to college, FAMU, yeah, love the Rattlers. And I went into business, and then I kind of stayed in business. And when you are getting to a place where you're going to go into your entrepreneurship journey, everything you do will guide you to that path. Every experience, every yes, every no, every heartbreak, everything works to get you to that place. And so after, I'll say this, I credit Dr. Jocelyn Harrison Henson because I had a child and I did a complete, I wanted to get out of the business sector and I thought I could teach school. And then I did, I taught school at Windermere High School for a year. And I realized that's not where I was supposed to go, but I kept going, right? I knew I was supposed to teach something, right? Business, teach something. And I applied for a job. I applied for a lot of jobs. I applied to be a janitor at Jones High School. I was applying for a lot of jobs because I was like, guide me in the way I'm supposed to go in this moment of having a new baby. And I applied for a business consultant position with Orange County Public Schools, and Dr. Jocelyn Harrison Henson hired me. And I can tell you that changed my life. It changed where I was supposed to go. And I learned so much about business development, supplier diversity. And that's how I got started on this journey, truly in my passion of helping minorities and small businesses grow. So that's my story in a sense. And then I made that leap of faith. Y'all, that leap? Leap is such a small word, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I kept telling people kept telling me, you need to start your own business. You should actually do this on your own. You should actually coach businesses on your own. And I heard that for many years. And it wasn't until I was in a position where I just was not happy in the environment that I was in. And it was time for me to make a move. So I started 3D Strategic Management, had a really big launch party, and I started on the business. And so that's what happened. That's my journey of how I initially started the business. What you got for me next?
Awesome. So your virtual audience and fans would like to know, what programs and services does 3D Strategic Management provide?
Good question. So 3D Strategic Management is a full-service business development firm. So we help with project management, public relations, government relations. We have 5 programs currently under our belt. So we have the Orlando MBDA Business Center. It is funded by the U.S. Department of Commerce and managed by the now codified agent of the Minority Business Development Agency. We provide free business development services to businesses that have been in existence for at least 2 to 3 years and have $500,000 in gross revenue. And so we help those businesses to scale and grow their businesses, looking at all facets of their business. So we have a Boots to Business as part of that program, Connect to Contracts, and Power to Profit. And so you can find out information about that program on our website. And it is www.orlandombda center. And you can find out about our team and our services. And again, it's free. That's one. The other one is Women Empowerment Wednesday. Women Empowerment Wednesday is an opportunity to bring you the testimony and tips and tools of women just like you across the world who are looking to start a business, who have started a business, or who are running a business, or have a leadership role in a corporation. We're really here just to help you grow and let you know you are not alone. Third program is we have a MBDA CARES Act Relief Initiative providing free business development services to clients in North and Central Florida. That program really focuses on those startup businesses. So quick question, you're thinking about starting a business, you started the business, you went to sunbiz.org and you started the business. Now what? Call us. We can help you and tell you what's next and how to grow your business. And then the fourth one is the SEED program. It's our Student Entrepreneur Education Development Program. We have worked with students and high school students and college students to help them to plant the seed of entrepreneurship. See that seed? See I did that? I know that I had the opportunity because of those aunts and cousins and different people in my life that planted a seed of entrepreneurship. So I want to give it back. And so that's a part of the SEED program. And then there's 3D Strategic Management. So we have private clients that we help, corporations that we provide business trainings to. One of them has been Duke Energy. We actually provided a training to the C-suite or the leadership with Duke Energy on supplier diversity. And so we provide those type of training services. So that's kind of in a gist what we do. A lot of our services are free, like free 99, like free, for real, like free. So give us a call and we can help you with your business. What you got next?
Next question. What are some challenges and struggles that you face that became a part of your success story?
Yeah. The only thing constant in life and business is change. The only thing constant in business is change. You must adapt that if you want to go into being an entrepreneur. The only thing constant in business is change. And so I've had quite a few challenges that became successes. When I started my business, I started out being a business coach because, you know, people have been boosting me up saying, you should go start being a business coach. And I felt like I should. So I had 3 different packages. I was out, you know, in these entrepreneur streets, and I was recruiting clients, and I was providing these business development services, and then COVID happened. You hear those crickets? Yeah. So COVID happened, and so day by day, my clients were calling me saying, Kim, I can't afford a business coach. I'm just trying to keep the lights on. I'm losing contracts, I'm losing clients, I'm losing employees. I'm having to shut down my business. And I got to a place where after 6 months, I had, from the time I started my business in November to the time I'd say March, April, I had no clients. I stepped out on faith, left a paying job, and in 6 months had no clients and no forecasting of clients. I had a business plan, I had a SWOT analysis, I was ready for anything could come. I was not ready for COVID, and COVID came. And so I just was honestly praying and calling around, trying to beat the bush, still staying positive, still waking up with the attitude of gratitude. And lo and behold, I got an opportunity. And the opportunity was a COVID-funded program. I got an opportunity to provide services in North and Central Florida for clients to have these services for free, and my company was paid. I want you to know, like, these things can happen if you keep going. Someone had heard about my program, about my services, and it was a recommendation, and it was a contract that came, and we were able to go from about to close the doors to opening up 5 offices. So I have 5 offices across North and Central Florida, one in Tallahassee, one in Pensacola, one in Jacksonville, one in Tampa, and here in Orlando. And so that's a struggle that I had to work through. You're gonna have challenges, you're gonna have things that set you back, but they only set you back to spring you forward. You just have to keep going. I'll give another example. Yesterday, we had a full slate of speakers. We had 3 dynamic speakers. Last night, my team member called me and she texted me. It was 10:20. I'm laying in the bed, kind of eye half open, and I see a text, and it's like it's a sad face. And I was like, what does this sad face mean? I text back, and it was like one of our speakers had an emergency and they had to cancel. This is 10:30 last night. And we don't have another speaker in queue. So I said, no problem, we'll do something. We'll do my favorite clips of the year. We'll do something. Okay, cool, we worked it out. 15 minutes later, we're back in bed. Because the only thing constant in business is change, right? And you have to be able to be adaptable to change and move with challenges. Okay, cool. We're down 1 speaker, but that's okay. Prayed, make sure everything was good with her and her family. We come in this morning and I got the news. A second speaker had a car accident. What do you do? What do you do when you have 2 speakers out of 3 that have emergencies in less than 24 hours? 1 within 2 hours of filming. What do you do? Well, you get with your team and you make sure you hire people that are capable and competent and innovative, and that can help you pull off a full show. And so that's what we did. In my beginning of my career, I would have cried, I would have been upset, I probably would have laid on the floor and said, why me? But this is all part of being a business owner. You have to be ready to deal with the challenges, roll your sleeves up, and put your face on, and keep moving. And that's what we did today. So please know this, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how many contracts you have, it doesn't matter how well your business is growing. Every day as a business owner, you will face challenges. Every day. You don't get to a magic place in business where you're like, okay, I'm bringing in $700,000 a month, I'm good. No, now you have 700,000 reasons, or possibilities, or challenges, but you have to stay positive, and you have to know that you just got to keep moving forward with a great team. Next question.
So Kimberly, as the operator of multiple programs,
yes,
a mom, a spouse, you wear a lot of hats.
I do.
What and or who inspires you to keep going?
Okay, so I'm a mom of 3 amazing kids, 22, a senior in, and I'm saying this for a reason, 22, a senior in college, a 15-year-old who's about to be 16, so is about to start driving with a car, who plays competitive volleyball, and who's very active in her school on multiple programs. And then I have a 4-year-old who just decided to be potty trained, right? So, and who's learning his no's and his yeses, and he's learning things, and he's becoming his own personality. So I have those 3 dynamics, right, in my life. And then my mom is just moved to our city, and so she's helping with the kids, which is great, but then she's also starting, her new life in a new city, so making sure that she has everything she needs to be successful. I have 12 team members that are part of 3D strategic management and making sure that they are successful and have all the tools they need to be successful and feel valued working here. And then I have these stakeholders of these 5 programs that rely on me to manage the programs and produce, right, to meet the goals that they've set forth. And then I have a spouse who's amazing, who supports me, who loves me, and I love him. But he has a business and he needs me to support him in his business. And we have kids and things and stuff. And, and I'm part of a sorority and I want to be active with my sorority and everything, all these things, right? You see all these hats. The question is, what do I do and who inspires me, right? So who inspires me most is my faith, first of all. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. And so I find my strength when I'm having moments. I find my strength in my faith and scriptures and songs, right? The other thing is the women that have come before me. They inspire me the most. The women in my family, the women who have thought it not robbery to cultivate me in this industry. And there's a couple of movies that I think you should look at too. One, The Color Purple, one of my favorite movies. Look at it from a woman's perspective, The Color Purple. The other thing is The Joy Luck Club. The Joy Luck Club, a movie that really just stuck with me and it really inspires me. It talks about the struggle and the bond of women. There's actually some shows that I watch, like Golden Girls. I still watch Golden Girls. Like, please don't let it be an episode all weekend, a marathon. I'm going to put on my PJs and watch me some Golden Girls because they deal with the plight of a woman. You find tips, tools from watching these different things. There's a couple of other ones, but those are the things that inspire me, that keep me going. And also being a part of a sorority, it actually having that bond of that sisterhood keeps me going. I have a lot of resources that I use in my life and friendships that have carried me in some very difficult times. That sisterhood has really helped me. So shout out to the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, all of them, not just the Orlando Alumni chapter, but all of the chapters.
Awesome. So our final question is one that you like to ask your guest speakers a lot.
I think I know what this is.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What is one thing, or multiple things if you desire, that you would tell yourself 20 years ago?
That's a good question. And it's always a good question when I ask it of the guests that we've had, because I want to see what they were thinking. For me, I would tell Kimberly at 25, believe in yourself. Listen to that voice that is inside of you and trust it. And learn to love yourself for who you are. Love yourself for how God made you. And the things that make you different are the differentiators that separate you from someone else. When I first started my career, I wanted to be like everyone else. I wanted to dress like everyone else. I wanted to assimilate, to be not noticed. So I didn't stand out. I didn't believe in my voice. I didn't exercise my voice. And when I did, it came across as things we're finding out now as women, right? That you're considered bossy, you're considered don't know your place, or you're just pushed down. I wish that I knew then, but those things that about me, those are the things that the world needs from me. That's what my Creator has asked me to go out and to be great at. I remember a time that I was working for an organization and I wanted to propose a new way we could do something. And initially they were like, great. And I put together the presentation. I did a cross training between departments. I was really excited about it. There was a lot of synergy behind it. And when we left out, I remember getting feedback saying it was a great training, but you just were doing too much. And that was like a word I keep hearing a lot in my life, is you're doing too much. You just do too much. But now I know that too much is who I am. If I'm gonna plan a party, it's gonna be a party. You understand? Like, I'm gonna have lions and tigers, and it's gonna be food, and we're gonna have fire. If I'm gonna do anything, I think about doing it on a level that is above and beyond anything you could think of, because I want that person to have a great experience. I want whoever I'm working with to have a impact. So I'm going to tell you this: whatever your gift is, whatever your passion is, it is easy. You don't have to fight for it. It's going to come naturally. You heard today where she just made a handbag. She just sewed a handbag. I can't sew to save my life. You understand? I cannot. But that was her gift, and it became easy. Whatever you're supposed to do, it's going to be easy. You just have to cultivate it. So she took that sewing class. That was the cultivation. And then now she's able to have Italian handbags. Like, what is that? So that's what I would tell you. I also want to say that you want to make sure you start your day, and this is just something extra, with an attitude of gratitude. I start my day every day before my feet hit the ground. I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and be glad in it. I take a moment and I sit in that moment before my feet hit the ground. I've taught my kids to do the same things. I do affirmations throughout the day. One of the things I do with my daughter is before I drop her off at school or before she leaves my presence, since the time she's been 4 and she can remember, I ask her, Dakota, what are you? And she always responds, I'm strong, powerful, and intelligent. And I say, in Jesus' name. And I say, amen. My daughter knows that the last thing she heard from me every day before she leaves my presence is that I affirmed that she's strong, powerful, and intelligent. And so I encourage you to say that to yourself. I encourage you to have an attitude of gratitude. I encourage you to do a vision board. Don't wait till January 1st. Do it today, December 15th, as a birthday gift from me. Do a vision board this weekend. Take the next couple of days. Make it plain. Whatever your request is, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, make it plain. Make it detailed. You want a house? Take a picture of the house. Go on realtor.com, put in all the things you want. Whatever house pops up, print the picture, put it on your vision board. You want to buy a car? Research the car, color, interior, exterior, wheels, everything, year, make, model. Print a picture of it, put it on your vision board. You want a man? Write it down. What do you want him to look like? Height, color, mindset, religion, family values. What does he think about business? His gifts and how they can complement your gifts. You heard our speaker today say that she was creative, he was administrative. It's a perfect relationship. It was a perfect relationship. Write those things down of what you want. Make it plain. Put it on the vision board. I want you to be in control of your life. If I knew then what I know now, I would have been more in control of my life, and I would have been further in my career. I would have impacted 5 million women by now instead of 1.5 million women. So I'll tell you this, start today. Start today. Start today walking in your purpose. Start today moving in the direction that you have to go. And you say, well, Kim, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Get into a quiet place. Get into a really quiet place and allow the moment and the information to be able to come to you. It will. It has. You have been placed and someone has said, you'll be good at this, or, you're good at that, or, have you ever tried this? And you're like, everybody says that. Everybody's saying it because it actually is what you're probably supposed to be doing. And why are you sitting on it? And why are you waiting? Act now. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. So now we're going to go into our next break. Thank you for the questions, team. I haven't been interviewed before. Speaking of women who are walking in their purpose, women who really get it, who have affirmations, Marcella, who is the owner of Sky Builders, this year supported us, and she was one of our past women empowerment speakers. She's part of the women empowerment movement, decided to sponsor. So we're going to go into that sponsor break. Thank you so much, team, for these questions. I feel kind of special day. Oh, it's a national holiday, right? I think I said that. Look, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. We're going to party like it's my birthday. All right, y'all, we'll be right back.
Sky Builders USA.
My name is Juan Velez.
And my name is Marcela Restrepo.
We are the owners of Sky Builders USA.
And we are so proud to be a finalist of the Don Quixote Awards.
Sky Builders USA is a general contracting company that specializes in drywall, stucco, and exterior wall cladding. In 2008, Juan and Marcela launched the company from their home. With help from Prospera, it quickly grew, achieving minority business certifications and winning contracts with local government. Since then, Sky Builders USA has participated in nearly 350 projects throughout Central Florida and provided work to more than 1,300 employees and subcontractors. Some of its projects include work on the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts, Valencia College, and Southeastern University in Lakeland. With an emphasis on client satisfaction, Sky Builders USA is reaching for the sky and building the American dream.
All right, and we're back. Thank you, Sky Builders, so much. Now we're going to go into, it's the end of the year. Thank you for rocking with us, sister, all year. And thank you for learning so much from these dynamic women, these tips, tools, and testimonials. We're going to go into a couple of our fan faves, things that you've talked to us about when we've sent out information, or we run into you, or our speakers have come in and said, hey, I watched your show and this is something that really moved me. You know, the tip like Linda saying, if you know, don't struggle over laundry, you should just go buy more underwear, because most times when we need to do laundry, it's because we need underwear. So she gave us that tip, and I mean, this is a CFO of a major organization, but that tip at home helped her to have the most peace and harmony at home. So it's these little things and these big things that we brought to you over the years. So we're going to give you a couple from 2021 of our fan faves, and I hope you enjoy.
Every couple of years, I would kind of evaluate where I am, check in with myself.
And that's so good.
Yeah.
It's important. It's vital.
Right, right. You really have to have those gut checks sometimes. And then 2020.
Everybody has this
right?
2020 moment.
The sigh says it all.
Yeah, when you can't put words in, you just sigh.
Yes. So 2020 was a year of growth. It was a year of self-reflection. I was living in Atlanta. I was working for a law firm. I was working crazy hours. I was stressed out all the time. I was overwhelmed all the time. But I believe it was my spirit telling me this is not the right place for you. And so I didn't have that internal peace that I needed to know, okay, this is the trajectory that I need to take.
And peace is priceless.
Right? It really is. And so I was already sort of having those second thoughts about, okay, what's next for my life? And it's crazy. You know, sometimes I'll be really deep in thought and I'll just start recording whatever I'm thinking.
I love that.
And I just happened to look at my phone the other day, and it was September 20th of last year, and I wrote a note to myself, said, what's next? Basically, what's next? And then so I came across that note the other day, and I was like, wow. So I really was already anticipating this move before my dad even presented the opportunity for me. And I didn't even think about it when we had this conversation in November about me transitioning back.
Wow. So 2 months later.
2 months later.
Yeah.
So 2 months later, I was already thinking about it. I think it was October of last year. I'd never been a stressed or anxious person. Like, I got through 2 bar exams, I got through law school exams, and I'd never been a stressed or really anxious person. And I remember had, a deadline at work, and then I started to realize everything that was on my plate, and I was so overwhelmed, and I just broke down crying and had to call my mentor to talk me off the ledge.
I'm on the ledge!
Yes. And I was just like, it was just that kind of turning point.
Yeah.
It was that turning point.
It was the weight that broke the wagon.
It was.
Yeah.
And then that last Thanksgiving, I came home and, having family dinner, and my dad and I had a, one-on-one talk, and he just kind of told me, I'm ready. I'm ready to start making that transition and that exit out of the business, and I think you're ready now, and I think you're the right person for the job. So.
And you are.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So in life, we have to go through ebbs and flows to get to where we're supposed to be. You were destined to be in this particular position. But what I love about you is that you wanted to carve out and get your own experiences. I think it makes you make a more sound decision maker in your position, because you're not just leaning on every bit of information you've ever gotten working there.
Right.
You actually have gone out and amassed more experiences.
Right.
So I love that, and you didn't even know that's what you doing.
Right.
Like,
no, I didn't. But that was important for me, you know, even to see like different leadership styles. So, you know, working at a law firm, I was reporting to 8 or 9 different partners and, you know, taking assignments from them. So I saw 8 or 9 different leadership styles from them. And so that has really kind of shaped the way that I look to lead, you know, when I come back, and, you know, understanding the you know, the industry and you know, the meticulousness and the detail and the accuracy and transitioning that thought process. But yeah, it was great to see different leadership styles, different, you know, corporate cultures, and be able to take those experiences and
those that worked and those that didn't
Exactly.
were both beneficial to learn.
Right.
We are joined by Tanisha.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Good. You learn something new every day, y'all. In business, you learn something new every day. It's a story behind the story. But I'm so excited that you are here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for supporting Women Empowerment Wednesday behind the scenes. And you've done so many things for us. And so I'm so excited you're here today.
Thank you.
We're going to get right into it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
so
ready.
can you share with us who you are and just a brief overview of your entrepreneurship story?
Awesome. My name is Tanisha Patterson, and I am a local here in Orlando, Florida. I started my business about 3 years ago. It's called Sky's the Limit Balloons and Decor, LLC. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, of course.
Of course.
I started this business out of my home. I betted on myself.
Yes.
Took my rent check and invested in my business. What I did with that, I became had to start completely over, moved in with my parents, car was taken away. But a year later, May 29th of last year, I stepped out on faith. I left my corporate job making as much money as I've ever made in my life to put my efforts and my time into my business.
Wow.
Doing so, I now am making way more money than I've ever made.
And happier.
Way happier.
Yes.
And I have been blessed to now hire on employees to work underneath me and teach them everything that I've learned throughout my journey. So we are super excited about hiring. We're super excited about the business growing.
Yes.
And I'm just happy to be here to share my story.
Yeah, like you already said a mouthful just with that bit. So let me tell you what I heard. Okay, y'all ready? I heard that I was in a job making money, and because the money was good, I thought that's where I was supposed to be, but I wasn't happy.
Yes.
So I decided to bet on myself, right?
Absolutely.
You can always win if you bet on yourself. But then, you know what? You may have to go through some trials and tribulations, because you just don't get to the mountaintop. You got to go through the valley.
Of course.
To get to the mountaintop. You'll appreciate the mountaintop better when you go through the valley, right?
Absolutely.
So your valley was, and I can only imagine having to say, Ma, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Me and my baby, we're going to move back in the house with you. Yeah, I'm just this concept business I have, betting on myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's so untraditional for women to make that bold of a move. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So you went back home, you lost a car. You're not the first one. Baby girl, I lost a car too. That's part of the entrepreneurship. I think you got to give up something.
Yes.
You got to give up a place, a car, a man, like a job.
Everything.
You have to give up pride. It's some weight. It's a lot of things you're going to give up in this entrepreneurship journey, okay? But you gave those things up because you believed in yourself. And I believe that you did it too because you have a daughter that's amazing.
I do.
I saw her Facebook pictures for her back to school. But you had motivation.
I did.
And when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a woman in particular, you have to find your motivation. And your motivation was, yes, betting on yourself, but also building something where you can be happy.
Absolutely.
Right? So I love what you just said. Like, you don't understand. That right there is going to free someone who feels like, no, I'm just going to stay in this job because I'm going to check every 2 weeks.
Oh, yes.
I got these benefits.
You have bills that are coming every week.
I got bills that are coming.
You got a little person that's need to eat every day.
And they're growing. And them shoes cost money. That hair costs money. They getting involved in things costs money. Everything costs money.
Absolutely.
That this job brings in. And this is a certain thing. This job is certain.
Yes.
But I don't know if I go and bet on myself, is that going to be certain?
And that was the scary part. Yeah. That was I am normally a type of person, I get anxiety, I overthink the process. I am that type of person where I get sad.
Yeah.
I'm the person that's crying in the shower. Yeah. Even after my clients have told me, you've done an amazing job, I'm rethinking, I'm overthinking it because I want things to be perfect.
Yep.
And I've been like that for so long. Yeah. That when these things start happening, when they told me, no, we can't take your written check, even though I used the first half of it to support the business, I was able to get some more, and I was like, okay, I'm going to pay you guys now. And they were like, we don't want it. We can't take it. Yeah. We're sorry. And I was like, it's okay.
It's okay.
I felt peace over me. Peace. Never felt that before. Didn't understand it. I was like, no, you're used to being depressed, sad. Yeah. These bad things come into you. So why are you not sad?
Sad.
I was okay.
Yeah, because you were stepping out on faith.
I was.
And peace comes with faith.
Car came.
Yeah.
Someone totaled my vehicle.
Yeah.
Only had it for 2 months. I still was not sad because literally all these things that were happening, all this stuff that I was going through was placing me for my breakthrough and everything that I was getting. It was so much greater than what I could have ever imagined. Yeah. I was looking at small apartments, 1 bedrooms, places with no storage.
We could share
places
room.
with, you know, just like, oh, I'll just give her my room.
Yeah.
And we'll just work the business in the living room. Yeah. I'm looking at cars that are 100,000 miles on them. I've been blessed with a brand new car that is paid off, so I don't have any payments.
Won't he do it?
I have a place that allows me to, one, still build my business, have an office for my employees to come to, and a space for me to still live and my daughter to have her own space and everything.
Greater.
And not even thinking about this stuff is coming to me. It was more of, okay, Lord, like I'm just chilling. Like, what's going on? I was like, maybe
I'm walking in it.
I was like, maybe my sister's rubbing off on me. Like, I'm supposed to be stressing right now. Why am I not stressing? Why am I still happy? Why am I still walking around with a smile on my face? But it was, I had to learn how to let go of my ideas. I drive by apartments now that I used to pray to be in. And I'm like, oh, you had something better for me.
Better for me.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, so now when I'm going through these things, you don't have to be stressed out.
Right.
Oh, you moving into your new place? Oh, you have no money saved up anymore?
Right.
Oh, it's okay. We're going to give you some more corporate accounts that's going to pay you even more money than what you even thought. PPP, you don't need that.
No.
You make more money than what they would ever give you.
Right.
So it was an opportunity for me to see these things. And I was like, okay, Lord, so now my story is going to help the employees that I'm bringing in.
Correct.
It feels good to hire someone that is quitting their job
to come work
for me.
Step out on faith and betting on you too.
Absolutely. And they make more money working with me than they did working at their jobs that people are telling them that they should have.
So when you have the issue of people not knowing your brand because they're not from Florida, what are some things that you do? And this is for entrepreneurs who are breaking into a new market, right? Or starting a business and people don't know their brand. So what is one tool or tip that you can give them to be able to grow their brand and have brand recognition, and with then what comes trust?
Absolutely. So always when you are approaching a company, clearly references and referrals matter. Listening to the company that's approached you to determine where there might be some commonality in relationships. So if Kimberly approaches me and she was appointed by Governor Bush as well, then I know I've got a commonality with Governor Bush, and maybe a letter of recommendation from that governor might be helpful. Or in my case, a client who knows another client, and of course that's who you need to hire. You know, companies that I represent are very generous with giving referrals and references and picking up the phone and saying, this is what she's done for me. Because obviously, especially in the legal world where you've got attorney-client confidentiality, it's not always comfortable for me to say what I've done, right? It's not my
you don't toot your horn.
privilege, it's the client. So when you have that commonality, that's a good tip, I think, for someone starting out.
That's what has made you, and this is what you need, is tenacity, right? That's what has built you since the beginning, I'm hearing, is that I've always had to prove.
I do, still today.
Till the day. So you're one, and that's going to happen as an entrepreneur, because we're here to guide and to help. You're gonna you don't get to a place where you get to rest.
Yep.
In the life of an entrepreneur, there's no rest day. Nope. There's a breathe day. There's no rest day where you can just, I made it.
You're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And it does not matter. I can have from a common laborer all the way up to a CEO call me, and they're treated exactly the same way.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, when you talk about leadership, I feel like that's what has made me different. It doesn't matter who you are. You're the same to me. Whether you're poor or rich, whether you have it or don't, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, we're going to figure out what it is that I can do to help you become something better than you are today.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so
tenacity.
I have
a lot of that.
You have a lot of tenacity. Driven is one I know I saw in your bio, but I like tenacity as too. Okay, so what are ways that companies are cutting corners that usually end up biting them in the end? Somebody come to you, you know how we do. We come to you last minute, like 2 days before taxes due, and we're like, can you file my taxes for you? Can you do my taxes for me? Yes. And then you're looking at these documents, you're like, oh my goodness. So just in anything, but what are we doing that we as business owners that or individuals that we should be doing, that we should not be doing?
Absolutely. I think in the beginning, again, this is the onboarding, but what we not do is invest in your product, research and development. So if you have a product and a service, see what it takes to build this product, to keep it sustainable and competitive. So invest into research and development. As we all are aware, the cell phone incident, when the cell phone blew up, you just never know what things may happen. Avoid litigation. And Amazon actually, they spent in 2018 over $20 billion in research and development. So making sure you are doing your homework to see what it is to keep your business up and running, your product or your service. That's one of them. Another thing is investing in your people to find the right person for the right position and the right pay. A lot of people may come on, you're just starting your business, just say it's an office manager position, and you need them to be your bookkeeper, interview people, do your marketing and research, social media.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. You want a person, you're looking for maybe a bachelor's degree, 7 to 10 years experience, but when it comes to the pay, you want to offer $10 an hour.
Right.
So you want to make sure you're getting a good quality person, because you may pay for it in the end if you're not doing it. Lastly, I would definitely say you want to keep your marketing. Make sure you are marketing and putting yourself out there. A lot of people try and cut corners and they don't want to spend money. Scared money don't make money.
Yeah.
You definitely
I love
want
that.
to,
Scared money don't make money.
Very true.
Love it.
You want to invest in your business. You want to market and promote your product and or your service. You don't want your competitor to come out there and then they overshadow you in commercials and marketing. So definitely invest in yourself.
And I can see one in your industry, a corner they cut is they don't invest in someone like you to set them up initially, right? So what happens is, a business owner, you will think that you can do everything in-house. And then you wait to the last minute to understand the true value of someone like what you can do for them. And setting up those processes, setting up the QuickBooks, setting up the payroll, helping them to understand those things. And so what happens is, a lot of times, and I know this is one just personally, you first get started, get the contract, like, I can write the check, I can do it. And then you realize, wait a minute, I can't do it. And so I think the biggest thing to add to that list that people do as far as cutting corners is they don't find a qualified accountant to help them to get set up, and then it bites them in the end, whether they're paying penalties on taxes, whether they have employees that are just not labor right, just a lot of different things that you don't want I, R, or S in your business.
Correct. Absolutely. And you made a perfect point. Onboarding is key. You want to find the right company, the right accountant firm to make sure that your business and your books are set up correct. Because what you don't want to have happen is a letter or you find out after the fact that you set something up that you've been billing as an expense and it's an asset. So you definitely want to have the right people in place and do that work for you.
What are some of your daily routines or frequent practices to stay somewhat together?
Yeah, and you know, this is such a great question because it's so important to me to start your morning off, and I didn't really realize the power of it until it took me a while to really be intentional with the savers. I don't know, it's called the Miracle Morning book, and I recommend every business owner to read, and it's called
Miracle Morning book.
Yeah, the Miracle Morning.
Okay, the Miracle Morning.
Yeah, and the whole idea is that you start off your morning with the savers, and it's an acronym for first it's scripting, as in writing, and then it's silence and meditation for S, A for affirmations, writing your affirmations, and V for visualizing, like visualizing your future. Or what you want, your vision, your dream, and then also exercise, and also reading, so that's R, and then S for scribing, which is writing, and these all could be done in like 7 minutes each. So you could do each in 7 minutes, so 7 minutes of squats, or 7 minutes of writing, 7 minutes of reading.
Wow, I like that. The savers is a really good analogy, and I think it's something that, and I think that it's morphed into different things. I love that it's savers because it actually has grown. There was this thing called The Secret, right? So The Secret was a book that came out years ago, right?
Yes.
And it's tied to biblical principles, but it's one, being able to visualize.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
To be able to visualize where you want to go, right? That's when you have a vision board.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay? But then you also have to start your day with an attitude of gratitude. So when you get out of bed, the first thing I do every morning is I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and be glad in it before my feet hit the ground. That's something I do every morning. And then whenever I'm having a challenge or whenever I'm doing something, I visualize what I want it to be on the other side. I don't look at what's in front of me now. I keep looking at what I want it to be on the other side. So when we were looking for a house, champagne tasting beer money, right? We were going to different properties, but we were in the house and I was in the kitchen like cooking, and I was like, dinner's ready, and I was imagining toasting up with champagne at New Year's. I mean, I had everybody in the house, all the kids, my spouse, we were all role playing, like they were on the couch watching TV. And it's funny because once it happened, I was like, the vision fulfilled. Yeah. But in that moment, I had to create another vision, right? Another goal. Yeah. And so it's important that if we understood the power that we really have to manifest things by what you believe can happen, and putting all of your energy into it, right? And not being dismayed or shaken when you see things that are not going in that direction, right? Staying focused on whatever it is, right? So I love the savers. The savers takes the secret, well, it takes the Bible, it takes the secret, and it takes it to another level because you're adding in exercise. That's something that is new. And you're adding in reading, right? Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna look that up. You just you just put me up on game. So I'm gonna research
up level.
Yeah, up level. So I'm gonna y'all millennials be taking me to a whole nother place, and I love it. I'm here for it. So I think that's a really good nugget that you've given women around the world, and it really has made you successful. So I think it's worth trying, if nothing else, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're just coming out of our fan phase. I hope you enjoyed those moments. We did, and they'll forever be etched in our mind of things we need to do to encourage us. So speaking of encouragement, one of the things that I do as we're closing out this birthday Women Empowerment Wednesday, second year in a row, is I have a globe in every office in different types of formats. I have a map, I have real globes, I have paintings and pictures on the wall. But this is to remind me every day in my team that we're a global company and to think globally. When we think about innovation, when we think about planning, going after contracts, servicing clients. Since the very beginning, I've always wanted my company to be a global company. Side note, if you have a website, you're a global company, because anyone in the world can find out information about you. So you're reaching corners across the world. you're a global company. But you also want to be reminded to think and plan as a global company, right? Because commerce has no designation. So if you're selling something, you're making something, you heard earlier that she's now going to have her purses made in Italy sold across the world. So be thinking about that as you're planning your vision board, right? And you're setting the path for your business. And then why are you doing it? Why would you start a business? Why would you take on this big, hairy, audacious goal, this BHAG? For me, my why is because I love my kids and I want to leave something for them that they can have that will continue on and to help them to be successful for generations to come. So that's my why, if I haven't said that earlier. Also, it's my birthday. It's my birthday, and I want to have my cake and eat it too. Okay, so let me tell you how you can have your cake and eat it too. Yes, I'm talking with the utensils in my hand. Sorry about that too. You know, etiquette coaches, right? The way that you have your cake and eat it too, for me, I work very hard. You heard me earlier say that I was up at 10. My team also works very hard, and we had trials and tribulations and challenges. So they were up troubleshooting at 10:30 at night. No mention of extra comp pay, no mention of, you know, can I get vacation time because I was still working on something at 10:30. It was their dedication to making sure we had a successful show, right? So make sure you have a team that's dedicated to the same things you're dedicated to. But I work a lot of long hours. Most business owners, there's no such thing as 8 to 5. If that's what you want, do not become an entrepreneur. Maybe become a sidepreneur. But an entrepreneur is 24 hours a day. So I have been on vacations where my laptop goes with me on all vacations, and it is opened and it is used. I carve out from 6 in the morning to about 10 every day on vacations. But the way that I'm able to have my cake and eat it too is to do those things. I love to travel. In the last month, I've been to Miami, New York, and Atlanta, either for business or business pleasure or just pleasure. I love to spend time and host parties with my friends and family, so I do that quarterly. I'll have some type of adult game night. I love spending time with my friends. My love language is quality time and personal touch. So I make sure I integrate those things, and I'm able to have my cake and eat it too. So look at how you can work hard, but then also enjoy the rewards of working hard. Okay, so we're gonna close out the show. It's my birthday. I hope y'all make a vision board. I hope you enjoyed the show. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I love cake. I love Publix cake. I love all sweets. I did not get to this beautiful size by not eating, so I eat and enjoy your life, work out, drink water. But I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too as we close out. Thank you for 2 years of rocking with us, 2 years of staying with us, watching the shows. As we work through trials and tribulations and challenges, just in Women Empowerment Wednesday, we started out in person. First show was in person. It was amazing, and then COVID happened. And then we had to shut down and regroup. And of course, having that innovative, dynamic, committed team came to me and said, hey, why don't we do it virtually? And why don't we have it through this stream? They took the lead. And so we were live for a while. And then we just, so we're here all the way for you. I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too. Y'all have y'all cake and eat it too. We'll see you on the other side. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy your family. Enjoy this time, and we will see you on January 16th for our next show in the new year, going into our 3rd season. And many blessings to you and your family. I'm enjoying my cake. I'm gonna say enjoy my cake. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Bye.